The Rainy River Headwaters watershed is located in northeastern Minnesota and southern Ontario. Spanning St. Louis, Lake, and Cook counties, it covers nearly 1.9 million acres in the United States, and water that falls here will eventually drain into Hudson Bay. The land is heavily forested, and there are over 3,000 lakes. 89% of the land is publicly owned, and this includes Voyageurs National Park, the Superior National Forest, and the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness. In fact, almost half of the watershed lies within the Boundary Waters. People come from far and wide to enjoy hiking, hunting, fishing, canoeing, and other recreational opportunities in the watershed. There are around 6,800 people who live within the watershed, with major population centers in Ely, Winton, and Isabella. Although there are no Native American reservations within the watershed, the majority of the land lies within the 1854 treaty area, where the Bois Forte, Grand Portage, and Fond du Lac bands of the Lake Superior Chippewa retained treaty rights to hunt, fish, and gather. Only 1% of the watershed is developed, and human impacts to the environment tend to be localized around certain lakes outside of the boundary waters and towns. There are 12 active dams within the watershed, which are used to generate hydroelectric power and to control water levels between lakes. Natural resource extraction and motorized recreational use areas are both points of discussion for land use and development in the area. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency released their Watershed Restoration and Protection Strategies report for the Rainy River Headwaters in 2021. The report is part of the MPCA's watershed-based approach to protecting and restoring Minnesota's lakes, streams, and wetlands. Each of Minnesota's 80 major watersheds goes through a 10-year cycle which begins with intensive water monitoring. The MPCA and its partnering agencies collect water quality data from surface waters, and then the data is assessed by water quality specialists and partners. Waters that do not meet water quality standards are listed as impaired, and waters in good condition are identified for protection. Additional information about a watershed's physical environment is collected, and then strategies are developed to restore impaired waters and protect healthy ones. The final step of the process is to implement the strategies, and this is carried out by local partners, including counties, municipalities, and soil and water conservation districts. Although much of this process is carried out by state and local government, public participation is a key element in every step along the way. The MPCA has found that overall, the Rainy River Headwaters watershed is in excellent health, with minimal impairments. Blueberry Lake was found to be impaired for eutrophication, and it does not support aquatic recreation, but this is due to natural background conditions and not human activities. 2 cold water stream reaches, the Black Duck River and the Ash River, were found to be impaired by excess suspended sediment, which can negatively impact aquatic life. The Black Duck River was also found to be impaired for E. coli. Despite these impairments, the vast majority of lakes and streams within the Rainy River Headwaters met or exceeded water quality standards. Several stream reaches were identified as exceptional waters due to their rich fish and macroinvertebrate communities. Because minimal water quality impairments were found, the focus within the watershed is on protection. The MPCA and its partners identified 2 primary concerns that may impact the watershed in the future: an increase in development and an increase in forest disturbance. Climate change also has the potential to affect the watershed in many ways, including a loss of cold water fish habitat, a decrease in lake ice cover, an increased frequency of algal blooms, changes in forest species composition, an increased risk of fire, and an increased risk of new invasive species invasions. To protect water quality in the Rainy River headwaters, there are many things we can do. Through lake and forest land management, septic system improvements, stormwater runoff controls, stream bank and gully protection, invasive species control, and public involvement, we can make sure that water quality in the Rainy River headwaters continues to support aquatic life and recreation long into the future. If you'd like to get involved in tracking the health of your favorite lake or stream, you can sign up for the MPCA's Citizen Water Monitoring Program. Volunteers collect water clarity data, which helps to show long-term trends in water quality. You can find more information on the MPCA's website. The Rainy River headwaters is a beautiful watershed that supports forest communities, diverse wildlife, and endless opportunities for outdoor recreation. Let's work together to protect it.